You're watching Mashindo's hometown station, HTV1.
Hello everyone, it's Brett Boyd from the Market House, where we have adjusted our hours to serve the community and keep our community and our associates safe. So now Market House is available to you from 9 until 6 every single day, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. with an exclusive shopping hour for seniors from 9 to 10. And don't forget our text shopping service as well, 517-234-2020. Market House is here for you.
Tired of having everyone know you're coming before you arrive because of your exhaust? If so, then it's time to call the experts at RS Custom Exhaust in Hillsdale. RS Custom Exhaust has all the tools and parts to make your vehicle quiet again. And for you sports car enthusiasts, if you're looking for the roar to be the king of the roads, RS Custom Exhaust can help you too. With free estimates and first-class service, RS Custom Exhaust has your vehicle covered. So stop and see them today, located at 1461 Vera Drive in Hillsdale.
From Mashindo's news leader, this is HTV1 News at noon.
Numbers continue to climb as experts warn this could be the deadliest couple of weeks in the pandemic. Well, good afternoon, Mashindo. I'm Scott Pienta. Well, let's take a look at the latest figures locally. There are now 15 confirmed positive cases of COVID-19 in Branch County and 31 cases at the Lakeland Correctional Facility, as well as 1 death to report in the county. Hillsdale County stands at 46 cases and 3 deaths. Lenawee County is now at 32 cases and no deaths with 3 confirmed recoveries. Steuben County reports 8 cases, William County reports 1, and Fulton County reports 5 cases, all with no deaths. Public health officials at all levels are now urging all people who are conducting essential business to wear masks while they're out in public, which the Branch Hillsdale St. Joseph Community Health Agency reiterated in their press release yesterday. They remind you that this does not mean you need a surgical mask or an N95 mask. Those should be reserved for healthcare workers. Instead, they say a cloth mask that securely covers your mouth and nose is an effective measure. Lenawee County has issued an emergency order requiring all group recreation facilities to close, including playgrounds, sports fields, or courts, exercise equipment, and gazebos or pavilions. Now, that includes any of those facilities on private property, such as apartment complexes. Parks themselves are not closed, and people are free to move around outside as long as you obey social distancing guidelines and do not gather in groups. That order covers all of Lenawee County and went into effect yesterday. Now it will continue until April 13th. Bryan Mayor Carrie Shalade says neither she nor Police Chief Chris Chapa want to be, quote, that city, but she says they will if they have to. According to the Bryan Times, Shalade, during last night's City Council meeting, said that she received complaints about people not obeying Ohio social distancing rules, including groups gathering at local parks and children playing on playgrounds despite those playgrounds being closed. Shalade and Chapa have discussed the possibility of stepping up patrols around the parks. The Williams County Health Department is currently in charge of handling those complaints, but City Attorney Rhonda Fisher joined Mayor Shalade in pointing out that the health department is currently overwhelmed. They urged residents to follow social distancing rules to alleviate those problems. The Coldwater Daily Reporter says the approach to the novel coronavirus pandemic at the Lakeland Correctional Facility is posing some unique challenges, and that's making both the DOC and local law enforcement authorities concerned for the outcome. As reported, there are now 31 confirmed cases at the prison. Now, there is no official count of cases among the staff, but sources say that 2 nurses have been placed in quarantine, 3 correction officers have tested positive, and 1 staff member has been quarantined from food service. One of the corrections officers, a 57-year-old resident of the Concha area, was hospitalized last week, but he'd been placed on oxygen and is expected to be released soon. The paper notes that inmates across the country seem to be hiding symptoms of the COVID-19 because they don't want to be removed from their cells, lose phone or email privileges, or put into quarantine with another prisoner who may be sick. Prisoners can only be tested if they show severe symptoms. Michigan Department of Corrections spokesperson Chris Gautz says a $5 copay is being waived for anything related to the coronavirus, and the state sent a message to all prisoners this week urging them to notify health care if they're sick. Michigan Corrections Organization President Byron Osborne says that while he's sympathetic to the prison officials, they have to do better. He says temperature readings at the officer screenings seem to be wildly inaccurate, putting staff and prisoners in jeopardy. Starting this week, officers who are running a temperature over 100.4 or higher must stay away from work for 7 days and use their own leave time. Prior to that, they were welcome to try again the next day. Osborne says either way, if the temperature readings cannot be trusted, it's still a problem, especially when staffing levels are too low for officers to stay home without good reason. Corrections officers say that unless they're experiencing severe symptoms, they still have to rely on the same medical resources everyone else does. In that same article, the reporter says that some Branch County law enforcement officers may not have been exposed to the coronavirus in their day-to-day activities. A sheriff's sergeant was called to a heart attack with medical first responders on March 12th, where a woman who had been screened for symptoms had been found positive. The sergeant was the first person on the scene and had provided CPR until medical personnel arrived. That woman did not survive, and her body had been taken to the funeral home with no testing conducted. And a woman who recently passed away due to COVID-19, 89-year-old Nell Catherine Mullins of Coldwater, had called the sheriff's office to file a contractor fraud complaint before she fell ill. The sergeant who responded to the Mullins home on that call says he had a slight fever and a cough for a day or so after the visit, but he never felt ill after the contact. Mullins services are being conducted by the Dutcher Funeral Home in Coldwater, but the officials say that the family decided to hold her memorial service at a later date due to the pandemic. The Village of Edgerton is joining various municipalities across the Meshendo area to waive late fees on utility bills due to the coronavirus crisis. Now, the Bryan Times reports that the Village Council made that announcement yesterday. No penalty will be added to the delinquent bills, and arrangements will be handled on a case-by-case basis. Water and electric meters will stay connected, though a limiter may be installed on electric meters. Residents should contact the village office and work out a payment plan if they are having difficulty paying on time as of the April 10th bill. Now, the village offices are closed to the public until the May 1st, but employees are still working and the drop box is still accessible. You can also call and pay by credit card. Now, that number is 419-298-2912. Fremont High School seniors are going to have to wait to hear pomp and circumstance. The Herald-Republican says school officials have postponed graduation, though no date has been set for rescheduling. The senior prom has also been postponed. Those who need diplomas for college, work, or military service will be able to receive them in early June. Yesterday, the Fremont School District announced that May 15th would be the last day of school this year, giving students 162 instructional days, 9 waiver days, and 29 e-learning days. Indiana Governor Eric Holcomb has closed all campgrounds in the Hoosier State, but that doesn't affect the rest of the recreational opportunities available at Pokagon State Park. Park officials announced on Facebook yesterday that while all camping facilities are closed through April 20th, the rest of the park remains open for daytime use, and entrance fees have been temporarily been suspended. Those with camping reservations will be contacted by the Central Reservation System, and they will be fully refunded with no cancellation fees. Those who want to reschedule for a later date can do so with no cancellation or transfer fees either. The park notes that the time frame for the camping closure may be extended. In addition to the campground closure, Governor Holcomb says he's extended Indiana's stay-at-home order until April 20th. WBNO says that the extension comes with new restrictions on retail businesses, which must now be closed to foot traffic in the same way the restaurants and bars have been, though that they can still offer curbside pickup or delivery. Essential retailers such as grocery stores, pharmacies, gas stations, and convenience stores can remain open. Well, still to come, an attempted suicide shakes up one Hillsdale County neighborhood, and a store that was closed due to a condemned building has reopened in Adrian. HTV1 News at noon. We'll be right back.
There's a reason that professionals shop at Jonesville Lumber. They expect quality, service, and knowledge. And that's exactly what they receive. For nearly 100 years, Jonesville Lumber has been family-owned. We take pride in serving our area with great products at competitive prices. We have dedicated project estimators in-house that will help figure the materials needed to complete your next task at hand. Whether you're building your dream home, adding a pole barn, building a deck, updating your kitchen, or painting your front door, let Jonesville Lumber help you with your next project.
Authentic Mexican food is just a short drive away at El Cerrito in Coldwater and Hillsdale. The variety-packed menu has something for everyone, with classic Mexican dishes, El Cerrito specialties, and tasty treats for dessert. Don't forget the best margaritas in town with margarita specials Friday and Saturday. And carry-out ordering is great for work lunches or picking up dinner for the family. Make your next meal a fiesta for your taste buds at El Cerrito on Chicago Street in downtown Coldwater and Carlton Road in Hillsdale.
Well, Hillsdale County's Pittsford Township was the site of an attempted suicide last night. Well, this is the scene as sheriff deputies responded to a call on South Gardner Road around 6 p.m. Central Dispatch received a call saying a relative had threatened to shoot himself in the head. Now, it was the second time the man had stated that he was going to kill himself. Authorities say he had called relatives sometime earlier yesterday. Officials aren't disclosing the man's identity this time, but we do know that he's a self-employed and was living with his 5-year-old son. The 911 caller said that the man had taken his son outside and put him in the car before returning inside the house. Sheriff Tim Parker said that the child was unharmed and with relatives by the time his deputies arrived on scene. He also notes that the 911 call came from Lenawee County and had to be transferred to Hillsdale Dispatch. The caller said that they were talking to the man before his words started slurring and they stopped talking altogether. Deputies found the man inside the residence with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The man was taken by ambulance about a half a mile down the road to a landing zone where he was airlifted by Mercy Health helicopter. Area residents told HTV1 News that they were shocked because the victim was such a great guy and was helpful to his neighbors. Now, we do not know the man's condition at this time, and the investigation is ongoing. The entire state of Michigan is under an open burning ban at the moment, but some people have apparently chosen to ignore it. And WTVB says it kept Branch County firefighters busy yesterday. Fire crews from Bronson, Quincy, and Union City all handled burning complaints in their areas. And in the mid-afternoon, Bronson and Lakeland crews fought a grass fire on Adams Road. A Michigan DNR officer was also on the scene to investigate. No word yet on the circumstances of that fire. The statewide burn ban is in effect until further notice as all agencies try to manage resources amidst the coronavirus pandemic. At an out-of-control garbage fire that called out multiple Hillsdale County Fire Departments on Sunday has resulted in drug charges against one man who attempted to leave the scene. The Hillsdale Daily News says it happened on the 4,000 block of Steenberg Road in Cambria Township. According to Reading Fire Chief Bob Jepson, the residents of the home were burning trash in the backyard when the fire got away from them, set the grass on fire, and then spread to the house itself. Central Dispatch had earlier indicated that the fire may be related to narcotics, but Jepson said there was no drug lab discovered in the home. However, Hillsdale County Undersheriff Carl Albright confirmed yesterday that 46-year-old Evan Miller had attempted to leave the scene, but authorities stopped him. During the pat-down, they discovered Miller was carrying methamphetamine. Now, he struggled with police, but was ultimately taken to the Hillsdale County Jail. Miller is facing probable cause charges of meth possession and resisting arrest. No charges were reported in the fire, and a service dog was found unharmed. The Coldwater Planning Commission has approved the site plan for a new adult convalescent care facility. WTVB says Grand Vista Assisted Living plans to build a new 20-unit building on the vacant lot at 300 Vista Drive. Some of the requirements under the site plan approval include the limit that the Grand Vista can only remove enough trees from the Vista Drive tree lanes to make way for the driveway approach. A formal agreement also has been released with the Branch County Drain Commission to discharge into the county drain. The new project is expected to cost about $2.1 million. Well, after the break, President Trump says he and 3M have reached a deal on face masks, and the CDC warns that death tolls could be higher than expected. The news at noon continues right after this.
The Saucy Dogs is the name, and barbecue is the game. Come on down for a good time and some great food. At Saucy Dogs, try our barbecue nachos or our tasty ribs. We'll have you howling for more. Saucy Dogs, downtown Jonesville.
Does your vehicle sound like a tractor putting down the road? Then you need to see the experts at RS Custom Exhaust in Hillsdale. They will give you a free estimate along with first-class customer service. They custom make any exhaust needed for your vehicle. Stop and see them today, located at 1461 Vera Drive in Hillsdale.
Hello everyone, it's Brett Boyd from the Market House, where we have adjusted our hours to serve the community and keep our community and our associates safe. So now Market House is available to you from 9 until 6 every single day, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. with an exclusive shopping hour for seniors from 9 to 10. And don't forget our text shopping service as well, 517-234-2020. Market House is here for you.
Well, the coronavirus is changing daily routines for millions of Americans, and it's hard no matter how well situated one might be. But a lot of people have already been very stressful, have stressful lives and special circumstances that are now made even harder by social distancing guidelines and other measures. Martin Sadvige takes a look at the experiences of a public school employee, a home care nurse, and a woman struggling with addiction.
My name is Missa. I'm 38 years old. I live in Dallas, Georgia.
Missa Finkel is living her worst nightmare, sheltering in place in a house full of food.
And I have an eating disorder in the middle of a pandemic. What does this mean? It means things are getting rough.
Her bulimia and anorexia have been under control thanks to therapy and meetings, but coronavirus is a perfect storm, forcing her to stock up as it shuts everything down.
And isolate you, which addiction loves, and stick you in a house with your drug of choice, but try not to be bad.
Like millions of Americans with addiction issues, Miss is struggling.
Typically on a Monday, this place would be bustling with people for our weekly Celebrate Recovery meetings.
In-person counseling sessions have just become phone calls or online chats. It's not the same.
I'm honestly not sure how long I'm going to be riding that recovery relapse line, because right now that's kind of where I am.
She still has weeks, maybe months to go.
I'm Gustavo Reveles. I live in El Paso, Texas.
Gustavo has his own struggles. He's the spokesperson for the El Paso Independent School District, the largest along the border.
We have about 60,000 students. Of course, we are closed.
Like many districts, the learning is online.
We did have some hiccups, of course.
Many student families can't afford computers or internet, so Gustavo's district made sure every high school student got a laptop, and 10,000 elementary students got iPads and internet hotspots.
We're a community that is largely lower income.
Nearly 95% of the students in his district qualify for the federal school meals program. Even during the closure, staff deliver on average 16,000 meals a day.
Run, Mija, run!
To Gustavo, the school year seems bookended by tragedy.
We started off the school year in August, right after the shooting here at the Walmart in El Paso.
22 people died. 24 others were wounded in the attack. In El Paso, coronavirus is not the only thing they struggle with.
It's been a trying year.
These are trying days for Yolanda Harrison, a home care nurse in Flint, Michigan.
This virus has affected my community. People that I have known has passed away from this. This virus has made me scared and paranoid.
The wife and mother of 3 is afraid of bringing the virus home.
On a daily basis now, I have to get up and take my temperature and my family temperature before leaving the home.
She goes into 6 or 7 homes every day to care for her patients.
Putting on my gloves. I also have to put on my N95 mask.
But like Gustavo in El Paso, coronavirus is not the only crisis Yolanda must deal with. Remember, she lives in Flint?
Also, I am dealing with the water crisis. My pipes have not been changed.
6 years after dangerous lead began leaching into the city's water supply, Yolanda's family still relies on bottled drinking water. Now she wipes down each and every bottle with sanitary wipes. One more stress in her already stressful life.
So I'm on my way in. Here we go.
As of Tuesday morning, there were upwards of 350,000 cases of coronavirus in the U.S., as well as over 10,000 deaths. The U.S. Surgeon General is urging those voting in the Wisconsin's primary election Tuesday to maintain preventative measures to protect themselves against COVID-19. Dr. Jerome Adams spoke to an interview on the Today Show. Now, he reminded people going to the polls of the importance of wearing facial coverings and staying at least 6 feet away from other voters. Wisconsin's primary is moving ahead despite concerns about the public health amid the coronavirus pandemic. The state's Democratic governor wanted to postpone the vote, but the Republicans who have insisted on holding the election on schedule won 2 legal battles on Monday. Wisconsin's Supreme Court blocked Governor Tony Evers' bid to delay the primary until June. Then the U.S. Supreme Court reversed the lower court's ruling that would have given voters 6 extra days to return their mail ballots by mail. Now, every other state with an April election pushed their contest or shifted to by-mail voting only. Well, as of Monday night, the novel coronavirus has killed nearly 11,000 people here in the U.S., according to the Johns Hopkins University, and the CDC officials warn that its cases could be undercounted. John Lawrence reports.
The University Hospital emergency room in Brooklyn packed with COVID-19 patients fighting to breathe.
We've had a bunch of people die in a very short period of time, which we, are prepared for. But when it happens so many times in one shift, it's pretty hard to tolerate.
This week, the United States surpassed 10,000 reported deaths related to the virus.
The challenge is to make sure that we don't lose anyone who could have been saved if our healthcare system was operating fully. Don't lose anyone who you could save.
And the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says the number of COVID-19 deaths in the U.S. may be higher than its count. The CDC says that's due to 2 main reasons. This information usually lags a week or 2, and some may be misclassified as pneumonia deaths in the absence of positive test results.
With COVID, the pneumonia is not just in one lung, but rather in both lungs, leaving the patient with no good lung.
In the meantime, health officials say the coronavirus still poses a serious threat.
But I believe with the therapies that will be coming online and with the fact that I feel confident that over a period of time we will get a good vaccine, that we will never have to get back to where we are right back now.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Some international leaders also believe COVID-19's deaths are underreported because of an overall lack of testing for the virus. Well, still ahead at noon, the NFL will still be holding a draft from a safe distance. And a Detroit Tigers legend has passed away. Sports is up next.
El Cerrito's variety-packed menu has something for everyone. With generous servings and lots of flavor, you'll think of it as a fiesta for your taste buds. Dine in or carry out at El Cerrito on Chicago Street in downtown Coldwater and Carlton Road in Hillsdale.
There's a reason that professionals shop at Jonesville Lumber. They expect quality, service, and knowledge. And that's exactly what they receive. For nearly 100 years, Jonesville Lumber has been family-owned. We take pride in serving our area with great products at competitive prices. We have dedicated project estimators in-house that will help figure the materials needed to complete your next task at hand. Whether you're building your dream home, adding a pole barn, building a deck, updating your kitchen, or painting your front door, let Jonesville Lumber help you with your next project. The Saucy Dogs is the name and barbecue is the game. Come on down for a good time and some great food. At Saucy Dogs, try our barbecue nachos or our tasty ribs. We'll have you howling for more. Saucy Dogs, downtown Jonesville.
Well, the NFL draft will happen virtually this year. Commissioner Roger Goodell says it will take place in the individual homes of players and coaches. The league had said it was considering two options for the 3-day draft in April. One involved trying to find a safe and legal way for teams to use their traditional war rooms. The other had coaches and their staffs selecting players from their personal homes. Social distancing won out. The draft starts April 23rd. Fans will be able to follow along from home, knowing participants are staying in too. Well, they call him Mr. Tiger, and he truly lived up to the name. The Detroit Free Press reports that Tiger baseball legend Al Kaline passed away yesterday afternoon in his Bloomfield Hills home. He was 85 years old. No cause of death has been announced, but the paper notes that his health had been declining over the past year. In a statement, the Detroit Tigers say Kaline was one of the most distinguished and decorated players in the history of baseball, and one of the greatest to ever wear the Old English D. In 22 seasons, Kaline played in more games than hit more home runs than anyone in the club history, with a batting resume second to only Ty Cobb's. But unlike Cobb, Kaline was well liked and respected for his on-field and off-field conduct. He was a lifelong Tiger, having made his major league debut with the club the week after he graduated from high school. With over 3,000 hits and 399 home runs, he was elected to the Hall of Fame with 88% of the vote in his first year of eligibility, something that had shocked Kaline himself. He is memorialized along with 6 other Tigers greats with a statue behind left center field at Comerica Park. Al Kaline is survived by his sons Mike and Mark and his wife, Madge Louise Hamilton. A Michigan man creates a custom-fitted social distancing device, and a 60-year-old elephant gets a big birthday bash. Coming up in today's Take a Look at This when HTV1 News at noon continues.
The Saucy Dogs is the name and barbecue is the game. Come on down for a good time and some great food. At Saucy Dogs, try our barbecue nachos or our tasty ribs. We'll have you howling for more. Saucy Dogs, downtown Jonesville.
Does your vehicle sound like a tractor putting down the road? Then you need to see the experts at RS Custom Exhaust in Hillsdale. They will give you a free estimate along with first-class customer service. They custom make any exhaust needed for your vehicle. Stop and see them today, located at 1461 Vera Drive in Hillsdale.
There's a reason the professionals shop at Jonesville Lumber. They receive quality, service, and knowledge. For nearly 100 years, Jonesville Lumber has been serving our community with great products at competitive prices. Let Jonesville Lumber help you with your next project.
El Cerrito's variety-packed menu has something for everyone. With generous servings and lots of flavor, you'll think of it as a fiesta for your taste buds. Dine in or carry out at El Cerrito on Chicago Street in downtown Coldwater and Carlton Road in Hillsdale.
Well, they say necessity is the mother of invention, and a man's need to stay 6 feet away from others led to one very unique invention. Jeremy Roth has today's Take a Look at This.
A Michigan man has created a custom-fitted social distancing device that is as zany as it is responsible. Dan Coonley says it's not always easy to know exactly how far the CDC recommended 6 feet is, and with the current health crisis, people need to know. So he and his wife designed this kooky contraption out of tent poles and duct tape, so nothing is left to chance or, other people's judgment.
People immediately knew what this was, the social distancing. I didn't have to say much.
The self-contained social distancer offers clear boundaries, keeping Coonley from those in his orbit, sort of a ring around the random dude, if you will.
Hey guys, hi.
Coonley's creation is designed to spread smiles while hopefully spreading nothing else. And if you need to know how far 6 feet is and you're more of a visual learner, take a look at this instructional image released by authorities in Leon County, Florida, that is as Florida as it is responsible. It's pretty straightforward. Just keep the equivalent distance of one large alligator between you and your fellow Floridian. And finally, in non-corona news, the San Antonio Zoo pulled out all the stops to celebrate the 60th birthday of their elephant, Lucky. The zoo marked the occasion with signs, decorations, and all the trimmings. Lucky has certainly lived up to her name, living more than a decade longer than the average lifespan of elephants in the wild. And at 60 years old, I'd say she doesn't look a day over elephant. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Myself. Well, those are the top stories today. We'll see you back here tomorrow at HTV1 News at noon. Don't forget, you can find more of our news and our live streams 24/7 at HTV1.net. For all of us here at HTV1, I'm Scott Pienta, and enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Have a great day.
Tired of having everyone know you're coming before you arrive because of your exhaust? If so, then it's time to call the experts at RS Custom Exhaust in Hillsdale. RS Custom Exhaust has all the tools and parts to make your vehicle quiet again. And for you sports car enthusiasts, if you're looking for the roar to be the king of the roads, RS Custom Exhaust can help you too. With free estimates and first-class service, RS Custom Exhaust has your vehicle covered. So stop and see them today, located at 1461 Vera Drive in Hillsdale.
Hello everyone, it's Brett Boyd from the Market House, where we have adjusted our hours to serve the community and keep our community and our associates safe. So now Market House is available to you from 9 until 6 every single day, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. with an exclusive shopping hour for seniors from 9 to 10. And don't forget our text shopping service as well, 517-234-2020. Market House is here for you.